Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? Come here and welcome back to iPlay Sorcery. This is episode 4, I suppose, recording session 2, if you're into that sort of thing. And we are right back here where we stopped. We are kind of on the edge of these cliffs here near the, Dadulay. And we're trying to decide, oh, don't do that. There we go. Trying to decide what to do next. Really, we only have one option to advance the story, and that's return to the foothills. I want to go back to Cantopani, but let's see if returning to the foothills will give us that option. Let's see. Coming down a low rise, you hear voices ahead, and the crackle of a fire. Let's wait and listen. Let's be cautious. Let's not just rush into things, because bad stuff happens when you do that. You crouch down in the low grass and listen. There are two voices, gruff and crude. "I hear it's today or the next day," says one. "They've given them 50 gold bases, I hear." "Easy picking," the other replies. "Just only one of them. Enough to buy a boat." I wonder if they're talking about me. Now, I wasn't given 50 gold pieces, but it's possible they're talking about me, so let's just keep listening. You listen a moment longer. "And will I play to 8, the other says, and both men laugh. There is a rustling. The men are getting to their feet, and they're coming this way. So we can stay hidden or leap to our feet. We could leap to our feet, and we could probably, magic blast them with, magic powers. I need to sip my coffee. I'm all out. Okay, well. Dadgummit. Should have checked that before I hit record. That's okay. You know what? I don't have my coffee. Let's stay low. You stay low. There's a tense moment as the two bandits walk within arm's length of you. But they're too busy laughing at their joke, and they do not notice you, crouched low by the rocky outcrop of their camp. Soon they are gone, downhill toward the path from Cantopani. You get back to your feet and brush yourself down. Let's investigate their campsite. Maybe we can find something useful. Taking the opportunity, you go around the rock to their campsite. The fire has been kicked out, but they have left a billy can behind containing a few warm beans. Let's eat them. What's the worst that can happen? Hey, we gained some stamina. Woofishly, you bolt the beans. They are thick and foul-tasty, but the meal feels good in your belly. Well, it ought to, after the horrible experiences we had in those scary caves. Then you hurry on and make your way down the path a little way beyond where the bandits are standing. About half an hour later, you reach the start of the climb into the hills proper and continue upward. So let's review our map. I want to go into Cantopani. Do I just keep going? Is at some point, is it going to give me the option to backtrack? No, leaving Cantopani behind, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that. I want to go into the city. We're going to backtrack. We're going to do it. Do you wish to rewind the story back to Cantopani? Now, this may very well mean that we won't have gone to the cliffs. But I'm okay with that. Have we really gained anything? I mean, do we really still have that hair? We don't even have the hair anymore, do we? Unless it's under treasure. No, we don't. We don't even have... There's music. So, we don't get to keep the piece of hair. I mean... we haven't really gained, except for... Oh, wait a minute, where's my phone? We did get that rhyme, that riddle. Maybe that'll come in handy later. We've got the riddle. Let's just rewind to Cantopani. Let's do it. You know, YOLO. Of course, if you cannot handle a town like Cantopani, then you could not hope to survive Kakabad proper. You follow the path down into the town. The round huts are made of hard-baked bright clay, and the roofs are thinly thatched. As you pass, eye appears at dark doorways, tracking your every move. For a moment... Where am I? I completely lost where I was. For a moment, you think they will allow you to pass unchallenged, but then a villager appears from one of the dwellings and blocks your path. Let's just look at him. Ooh, we can cast a spell. Let's see what kind of spells we've got. If we have, a cool spell, like, shoot him with fiery magic of awesomeness. Alright, let's go alphabetical. We'll do L, A, so we got law. Control non-intelligent creatures. Could be fun. We've got S. Okay, we'll try S-A. Sap. Cause depression. Oh, don't want to do that. We've got 6, which I think just clones me, and I don't want to clone myself. So nothing interesting there. And then we've got Z, A. We can zap him. Create lightning. Oh, I don't know about that. You know what could be fun, though? Is if we do that first one, law. This guy might not be very intelligent. I guess we could look at him first, though. We'll look at him first. And we'll determine whether or not he's intelligent, so... He's 5 feet tall. They cannot grow much taller out here in the poisonous air. He has thick-set arms and thighs, and is half-clothed in tattered breeches. His eyes are wild, and his long red hair and beard stand out from his face in a wiry tangle. I know the feeling. "Halt, stranger," he commands. "What business have you in Cantopani?" "Just passing through. I need directions. I'm a hungry traveler. I want to buy some equipment." He grunts, but you can see that he is pleased. With emotion, he encourages you to follow, taking you through the village to a larger hut. Ah, the storage house. Inside, you find the building is a storage house, and a quartermaster somewhat plumper than your guide is seated at the table. Let's stride over to him. This is a dangerous city. It's full of ruffians. We want to show that we're not afraid of them. We're going to stride up to him. You stride across the room and put out your hand for the fat man to shake. "I'm here to trade," you declare. "You are a merchant? I hear this village has excellent wares." Now, who told me that? No one told me that. The man looks startled, but gets quickly to his feet. "Please, I'll show you..." Oh, wait, no, he's a big man, isn't he?
"Please, I'll show you what little I have."
He quickly hustles the villager out of the door as you sit. That's an interesting use of words there. He hustles him. Maybe it's a clue as to what he's going to try to do to us. The man wags a finger.
"Wait here."
He disappears for a moment into a side room, then returns carrying a large box.
"For you," he declares, moving his hands as he speaks. "You've come to the right place. This collection, the very best, are most strange and interesting artifacts collected from other travelers who have come this way."
He begins to lay the items out in front of you, treating each one with great care. You have 14 gold pieces to spend. Is there anything you want to buy? A herbalist potion, a musical pipe, a weapon, and a leather bag. Let's take a look at that musical pipe, because I think there's a spell that requires that. You pick a bamboo pipe off the table, carved with split reed and 6 finger holes. What use is this? Are you selling off your infant's toys?
3 gold pieces, the merchant says. "I can't promise you that it has any magic, but it will cheer you up at night."
Can we play it? You place the pipe to your lips and blow a few clear, sweet notes. The merchant nods. "It's a very well-made little thing, don't you agree?" Why not? It might be useful. Why did I buy it? I don't know why I bought it. Alright, well, let's take a look at the leather bag. Let's start with the herbalist potion. You lift a flask containing some kind of potion from the box and turn it between your fingers. Your hands. The liquid inside is thick and purple.
4 gold pieces.
What does it do? The merchant smiles.
"I am a mere tradesman," he answers, "but I assure you it's the finest quality. For everything I sell, only the finest will do."
What did he want for it? 4 gold pieces? Let's not buy it. You place the potion back on the merchant's table. Let's take a look at the bag. You lift the bag from the table and its contents rattle. "Teeth," the merchant replies, showing his own a little. "Finest creature teeth. Only 3 gold pieces, too." Kind of creature.
"All sorts," the merchant replies. "I couldn't tell you myself. I'm no expert. But there's 10 or 12 in there. 4 gold pieces. Well, it's a good price."
Teeth might be useful, maybe for a spell or something. We'll buy them. Now we have a weapon. Let's look at the weapon. The merchant looks at carefully, sizing up what kind of customer you are. The kind to place a newly bought dagger against his neck, or the kind to tip him for the quality of the blade. But however fearsome your aspect, his love of gold overcomes all the concerns. Heading quickly to the... I can't read anymore. I've lost my ability to read. Heading quickly to the other side of the shop, he returns with a weighty broadsword and an axe.
"These are both treasures, as well as deadly weapons of war. I'm sure you will agree."
Let's look at the broadsword. You lift the broadsword. It has a ready weight and a cutting edge is sharp. It has clearly been honed by a master craftsman.
"An exquisite blade, don't you think?" the merchant grins. "Only 8 gold pieces."
Too much, that's all I have.
The merchant nods, then begins to pack up his box away once more. Oh, I'm leaving? I'll save something for my next customer. He replies with a smile, but perhaps you will return this way, and it will be you. You get to your feet and take your leave of the merchant. Just outside the doorway, in the sunshine, you pause to examine what let's look at the bag of teeth. Open the drug sleeve, look at it, it's quite an assortment. Ape, goblin, snatacat, and a giant. Cool, we've got a lot of good teeth. So, I want to go back in there, though. I'm not done yet. I wanted to buy maybe the axe or the sword, but it's not letting me. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Passing the outlying huts, you feel strangely uneasy. Hissing from within, the sly faces disappearing from the doorway makes you feel decidedly unwelcome. Then, at the edge of town, you pass a large boulder, and at once 2 rough-cut villagers spring out with swords. Bandits! 2 against 1, the first declares. You're lost, calls the other. Do you reckon these are the same guys we saw outside the city before we cheated and rewind the story? So hand over your things, come on! So we can hand over our backpack, we can reason with them, or we can deal with these curs. Curs. You draw yourself to your full height. You have mistaken me for someone else, you declare. You will suffer for that mistake. The bandits growl and advance on you, one on either side. Well, let's cast a spell. Let's see what we've got here. Alright, let's go in alphabetical order again, so we'll start with F. So it looks like we can cast Fog. Maybe, like, slip past them. We can create a force field. Fog could be useful if we just want to slip out of the village. We also have FA... Nothing. We cannot cast FA anything. Alright. Let's go back and see what we can do with L. Oh, hold on. We got a J. Jig? We bought a bamboo flute! We can cause lively dancing! What good is that gonna do us? You pull the bamboo flute from your bag, raise the spell, and begin to play a merry tune. The angry faces of the bandits turn to expressions of astonishment as they find their limbs jerking in time to the music, quite out of control. Their swords fly from their hands and they are soon dancing merrily around you. Look at them dance. Lead them back to the village. Okay, yeah. Piping loudly, you direct them back to the village and, as they dance away, you continue your journey. About half an hour later, you reach the start of the climb into the hills proper and continue upward. Ah, so this is where we were earlier, heading up into the hills. This time we've gone through Cantopani, we've gotten teeth and a flute, which the flute's already helped out quite a bit. I wish I'd bought the broadsword, but I'm glad I have 8 gold pieces left. Leaving Cantopani behind marks the true start of the wilderness. Beyond that tiny outpost, there are scattered homesteads and Carre, a thriving city port, but all are touched by cruelty, isolation, and fear. The backlands, and a long shadow cast by Manpang Fortress, darken everything. And with the crown gone, and with the crown stolen, things can only grow worse. And in the long years since Shalana, the Reformer, founded the Alliance, the crown has been passed from kingdom to kingdom every 4 years, ensuring each kingdom has its turn to lead, but no more. Ruddlestone, Lindeland, Galataria, and Bryce have all enjoyed the power. But when the crown came to Analand, it was stolen by birdmen from Zaman. Zaman. Am I saying that correctly? And carried off to Mampang. I like saying Mampang like that. With the crown, the Archmage will be unstoppably powerful. There's no chance of sending an army against him. A military force would not survive the journey. Bum, bum, bum. So here you are, a lone hero, walking the long path to Mampang alone. 5 minutes later, you reach a fork in the road. The sergeant, for all his eyesight, hadn't mentioned this. Darn you, sergeant. I think it's sergeant, but it's spelled with an E, so maybe sergeant? I don't know. I don't know under which circumstances you'd use the term sergeant. The road splits around the base of a gigantic tree, but does not rejoin the other side. The left path winds down the valley, and the right rises up a slope toward the first thick forest of hills. Look right. It's hard to see much further uphill. The forest is sudden and thick, and the path narrow. It may be hard going in that direction, but the hills will involve a lot of climbing eventually, and you may get a decent view of the next leg from the top of the ridge. Look left.
You pause to consider the lower route. There's a river there, and the path follows the left bank. It is a safer route, secluded and protected, but the curve of the landscape would mean you are almost backtracking. You're about to make your choice when you hear a faint cry from somewhere close at hand. We're not scared of a trap. Let's look around. You look around, then finally up into the branches of a tree. A pair of wizened, calloused feet are dangling down over your head, about to drop on top of you. Who's there? Oh dear. Ugh. The voice cries again, a little more boldly this time. Up here! Help! Help! I can't get down! It is the voice of a feeble, wiry old man, stepping back a little. You can see him clearly, as thin as sticks and dressed in dirt rags. Well, that's not appealing at all. Let's ask him what he's hiding from. The old man got up in the... How the old man got in the tree is a puzzle. He must have been escaping someone fearsome to climb so high. What are you hiding from? Oh, I'm not going to say that word. We're going to say darned elves. Oh, darned elves? I was traveling from... Oh, good grease. Dumpus to the outpost settlement in Ireland, but I was waylaid by elves, robbed me blind, all but took my eyes, and left me up the tree. I kept getting older, you see, but all do, but some worse for others. Climbed up, but now I'm too old to get down. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Let's climb up toward him. Let's not help him out of the tree. Let's climb up the tree. You swing yourself onto the lowest branches of the tree, and the old man shrieks in alarm. Oi! He calls, trying to retreat along the branch. What do you want? A few branches above him, you notice the buzzing of a beehive. Okay. Do we want to help him down or climb for the hive? Let's climb for the hive. There might be something useful. Ignoring the old man's yelping and wailing, you climb higher through the branches of the tall tree. I'm thinking if it's going to mention a beehive, there's got to be a reason for it. The beehive hangs like a ripe fruit from the very highest branch. A huge number of bees dance in and out in the swarm. Ooh, let's use magic. You get your balance enough to free your hands for a spell. Okay. Do you reckon we can do the jig and, like, have the bees sting the old man? No, it doesn't look like we can. Alright, what else have we got? We've got... Ooh, can we do law? We can control bees, can't we? I think it... No, not Laz. Law. Requires 3 stamina, but it might be worth it depending on what we get out of this. You cast the spell, concentrating on the swarm that surrounds the beehive. You feel your mind taking control of theirs, several hundred small consciousness falling under your will. You lead them, like a general directing an army away from the hive, allowing you to climb up and relieve them of the succulent honeycomb and a nice ball of beeswax. That's a nice trick, the old man remarks. You stash your finds in your pack. The light is fading. It's time to move on. Well, what about the old man? Are we going to leave him up there? Oh my gosh, should we leave the old man up there? Hold on, no, I'm not leaving the old man. I'm not leaving the old man. We're rewinding. We're going to help the old guy down. I know I said I wouldn't rewind, but I've got to help the old guy. So look right, look left, look around. Who's there? Yeah, old dude. Help him down. Swinging yourself onto the lowest branch of the tree, you reach up and grab the old man by the waist. He is light as a leaf, and within a moment you have lifted him to the ground. Thanks for it, he remarks, brushing himself down and almost knocking himself over in the process. I was just starting to get a bit, perturbed. But I'm safe. But I'm on the safe now. He seems remarkably confident, considering the slightest stumble might break him into bits. What will you do now? Keep going for Ireland, he says. That's where I sailed from. While back now, you wouldn't believe the story if I told you. Suffice to say, though, if I knew my R's from my R's, you're heading out to Mampang, and you'd better be smarter than I was. And here. He presses a page into your hand. It is a page torn from a spellbook. This might be of some use to you. I found this. Just found it, mind you. Don't go asking how. But it's no good to me now. Yeah, we'll take it. Why not? You take the page and thank him. The man falls quiet and squints down on the ground. With his jabbering done, you hear a buzzing sound from high up in a tree. A beehive! Now let's go get the beehive. So did that guy say he was headed... Do you reckon? Because remember, in the very second episode of this, remember we were talking to the site master, and he said that he thought that the first guy that they sent out, the last adventurer, was coming back changed. Do you reckon it's this guy? Because look, it says... I mean, he seems to recognize that we're an adventurer in a similar situation. I bet you it was the old man. Leaving the old man sighing with gratitude on the ground, you climb up through the branches of the tall tree. Oh man, I wonder how he turned old. Like, how long has he been gone? Branches, a huge number of bees dancing. We already know what to do here. We'll use magic. We'll cast our spell. I'm glad we've gone back. I'm glad we rewinded that one time. I don't think it's a big deal if you rewind like one step to like help an old man. It's probably for the best that we help old people anyway. You know, they've been through a lot. You know, they've done a lot to further the world. The world wouldn't be where we are today without old people. So, okay, you cast a spell concentrating on the swarm that surrounds the beehive. You feel your mind. Blah 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 blah. That's a nice trick. Oh, we got something different this time. The light is fading. It's time to move on. Oh! The man cries suddenly. Do you want to hear me riddle? I heard it from the elves. Okay, let's hear him out. You gesture with a hand to speak to him. Well, for him to speak. I don't know where I got that from. See him, though he sees you not. A stinging beast in a box not left. To guard a key, it is his lot. To goal, a witch for luck beroft. We're gonna take a picture of that. You thank him, you nod once, then you turn your attention to the path ahead. You gesture with a hand. In a box not left. Maybe that's a clue as to what direction we should take? So the low path is to the left, the high path is to the right. If you want to go face this creature, I guess we're going to go to the high path. To the right. Because it's not to the left. I don't know if that's what it means. I don't... The high route seems to be the most secure. In the valley, you can easily observe... And you can be easily observed from above and led astray. But out here in the hills, you can go whichever way you choose. But of course, when night falls, it may be cold and exposed up on the slope. But no matter. This journey was never destined to be easy. You begin to climb, letting the old man's jabbering fade quickly away. The path winds downhill into the hills and into a cover of the wood. The afternoon sun glints through the trees and plays tricks on your eyes. Every so often you catch a glimpse of some strange-shaped animal or other watching you, only to find that's the silhouette of branches and leaves caught at an odd angle. I'm sure that's what it is. We're not being chased by anything. After an hour's walk, you're starting to feel hungry. Let's stop and eat so we can probably regain some stamina. We have plenty of rations. You clamber on top of a low stone dolmen. Dolmen? That's an interesting word. Then sit and pull out the sugary honeycomb and eat, while admiring the view down the hillside. Wait a minute, did I want to eat the... I thought the honeycomb would be useful for, like... Oh, whatever. You feel better for your rest. Time to move on. I thought that maybe I could use the honeycomb for, like, magic, but apparently not. Time to move on! You stand and put on your pack, on which you had been sitting to prevent any creatures getting in, or any of your things falling out. Then you return to the path. I'm having bodily issues here. The gases from the coffee are starting to come back on me. The climb continues with the path twisting this way and that. The air grows cold and the sun flickers on the horizon, then sets, making it hard to see your way. But the moon is full, and when twilight is done, it will be bright once more. Let's review our map. So we can keep walking or make camp. I say we make camp for the night. But to tire yourself out in the first day would be inauspicious. You settle down to make a camp for the night in a natural shelter provided by the roots of a tree gigantic. By the roots of 3 gigantic intertwined trees. Your backpack will serve as a pillow and your cloak for a blanket. Before settling to sleep, you check through your pack. You have 6 rations left. Let's not eat another meal. We just ate, so we're settled down to sleep. Oh, look at that. You lay yourself out on the ground and are quickly asleep. The moon is full and high in the sky when you next open your eyes. You feel warm and more cozy than you did before, as if wrapped in a gigantic blanket. There's a pain in your leg. I wonder why. We're being eaten by, like, wolf bat creatures. Slowly, you realize what is happening. A giant bat has settled on your chest and is feeding on your leg. Let's cast a spell. What can we do? We could probably kill the bat, but if there's something we can do to scare it off, maybe. We've got a weird symbol. Let's look at the weird symbol. We can do ugh and another weird symbol. Oh, we could create glue. Well, it requires a vial of glue, which we don't have. Oh, can we cast a bat spell? No, we can make ourselves big. Grow in size. I don't know what that's going to do. Can we law? Maybe we can law them away. But what's that going to do? Wait, I mean, I don't want to control them. And that requires way too much stamina. Can we do a jig? Oh my gosh, can we do a jig? You raise a spell and play a sweet tune on the bamboo pipe. The bat begins to hop absurdly from foot to foot, spinning around and holding out its wings. You entertain yourself with the thing for a few minutes, then grab it in one hand and lob it away into the trees where it takes flight, not to return. Smiling to yourself, you settle back down. And we sleep, and we've regained some stamina. Once again, the crown fills your dreams. Only now, instead of being hidden away in Nambang Fortress by the Archmage, you see it on the head of a burly villager from Cantopani. Anyone can wear the crown, he declares to you, but wearing the crown, you are no longer just anyone. And then, I guess it's like when you buy a BMW. Anyone can buy a BMW, but buying the BMW, you're no longer anyone. You're no longer anyway. I usually don't like BMW people. If you drive a BMW, though, hey, good for you. I'm sure you're better than everyone. And then he points a finger at you that seems to crackle with energy, and you find yourself drawn toward him, commanding you to do his bidding. Suddenly, you are surrounded by angry bees. You are walking towards a crack in the ground. It seems sure to swallow you whole. You stumble at the edge, about to fall in, and we wake up, and we can head off to the next morning. And I think we're probably going to call it here, because we've been recording for a while. The second day of your journey begins in the morning cool. Still halfway between sleeping and waking, you feel the presence of your spirit, the gorilla, close nearby. Oh, I didn't know he changed from a fox to a gorilla. Its form has changed since you left Analan, just as you have changed, but it still walks beside you. In the temple, they taught you that a prayer to your spirit could heal disease, lift curses, even save you from certain death, but the spirits are not generous and decline to help often. Walk on. I think that we're gonna leave it here. You feel yourself getting accustomed to the fetid air in the hills. You have now ascended several hundred feet and can expect to make excellent progress before the end of the day. As you crest the brow of the hill, you see something that makes you stop in your tracks. To your left is a clearing, and in the clearing are several poles planted firmly in the ground, and atop each pole is a head. We found the village of the headhunters mentioned earlier, and I think that is a good place to call it. So when we come back here, we'll figure out what to do about the whole headhunter situation. Leave comments on your suggestions, and thank you guys for watching. Oh, join the crew. Link in the description. Bye.